Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you my Napoleonic Wars MOCs. So right here is supposed to be some rebellion in Spain. Why in Spain? I don't, probably just because Spain looks more like a desert, less than a forest. But, rather than that, it looks okay. I have a lot of greenery and stuff. But anyways, so here's French reinforcements. Here's some grenadiers leading them. Here's their French captain that's leading the column. Here's 3 smaller, like, NOCs leading the, watching the column. Here's the grenadier NOC. Here, they're all marching towards this way. Same thing here with the Napoleon and 2 Polish lancers and a dragoon. Here's some all fighting off a rebellion in Spain. These guys are Polish troopers. Polish, I mean French sapper. Polish. All these Polish soldiers charged over the top and then into the field where they got cut down by these German mercenaries, Jaeger mercenaries, who had, unlike these rebels, had guns and shot and sniped all the Polish soldiers. And then what was left of those Polish soldiers were charged with swords by the Spanish rebels. So anyways, here's Napoleon. Here's the French line infantry running down this way to go reinforce a hole in the line. Here's this French artilleryman lighting a cannon to fire at these Germans. Here's some French grenadiers firing away. Here's some French line infantry standing at ease. Here's a French commander. Here's the scout that's telling him what's happening. And here's the drummer boy. And also over here, sorry that I said that a lot, is, that's supposed to be some, battle. So right here is some French cavalry charging forward at this, whatchamacallit, this British cavalry. The Scottish and English. So here's Brickington from my Brickington the Revolution, and here is his son John Joseph Brickington. Here's a bunch of British artillerymen and British grenadiers. Turn row to the British grenadiers. Anyways, here's the British grenadier captain being charged by these cavalry. And here's some unfortunate grenadiers that have been shot down by these French these French dragoons. Here's the French dragoon captain. Here's a color bearer, and here's a French cavalry officer. Here's some Scottish light infantry, led by a flag bearer and a commander. An NOC. Here's the main British column, led by a bunch of NOCs. And I guess that's all for today's video, YouTube. Ignore that. That's just a bunch of pile of Legos and Play-Doh. See you later.